Full Service Radio is proudly supported and hosted by Simplecast, the easiest way for a podcast creator to publish and distribute audio on the internet. For more information, visit simplecast.com.
Peace and welcome to the Edible Activist Podcast. I'm your host, Melissa L. Jones, broadcasting live from the lobby of the Line, D.C. On this show, you hear from the voices of dynamic Black people and people of color in the agriculture, food justice, and healing space as they share empowering food narratives and perspectives that stem from the land, all while exemplifying the spirit of activism in their own edible way. Let's get started. Peace and welcome to the Edible Activist Podcast. I'm your host, Melissa L. Jones, broadcasting on Full Service Radio. So for today's show, I have a very special guest, Nafessah Bush, who is currently the Director of Food Services at Lincoln University. Nafessah works for Thompson Hospitality, which is a food service management company based out in Reston, Virginia. And that company is actually the largest Black-owned food service company in the nation. Nafessah has been with the company for 7 years. She was born and raised in Philadelphia, Philly, one of my favorite cities. And she claims to be an awesome cook. And I believe her just because. I don't even really know her like that. But she says she's an awesome cook with a mean two-step. So I'm going to take that. So super excited to have Nafessah and to really just dive into some really amazing conversations, learning more about her and her work at Lincoln University and HBCU, and some of the gardening initiatives that Thompson and Lincoln have partnered on. So Nafessah, welcome to the show. I'm so excited to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. I truly appreciate this opportunity, Melissa. It's such a pleasure.
Awesome. Well, Nafessah, Philly. Can we just talk about Philly for a moment? I hope you agree, but first of all, Philly is one of my favorite cities. And I just feel like Philly has one of the most amazing food scenes. Nobody throw a tomato, but I stand firm on that. Do you feel the same?
I do. Philly is definitely a foodie city. And we have awesome restaurants, food trucks, chefs, just the scene, the whole vibe, the scene in Philly is what's happening.
Yes. See, we BFFs already, man. You from Philly and I love Philly. There we go. No, I'm glad you said it. Y'all heard it from Philly born and bred. Okay. You heard it from Nafessah's mouth. All right. Not just mine. Cause I know I've said on the show a handful of times that Philly has one of the best food scenes. But y'all heard it. So let's go ahead and dive in. Nafessah, we're going to take a journey into your food story, really. And so this is an opportunity selfishly for myself to get to know you and how you got into food and especially the food service industry and hospitality. But many times there is a backstory to where we are. A lot of the times, most of the times, actually, there's a backstory to how we got to where we are. And so let's just sit here for a moment and just dive into your food story and how you navigated into this space.
Absolutely. So actually, my stepping stone into hospitality was in hotels, housekeeping to be exact. How's that, right?
Wow. All right now.
Mm-hmm. So that's where I started. Food service came along later. I then left the hotel scene and embarked on healthcare. The healthcare, working in nursing homes and hospitals, food service. So that's where I initially started my training in food services, working in dietary in various positions.
And then you just never strayed away.
Basically, Initially, when I was working in healthcare, I had this thought that I wanted to be a dietitian. I was working alongside, many dietitians in the nursing homes and hospitals, and I was like, yeah, I want to do that. That's how you be sometimes, right? That's what I want to do.
That's all good. That's what's up. That's
And
what's up.
then and then I was like, never mind. I'm okay.
And then it's also okay to change your mind.
Mhm. Because I found, working in hotels and healthcare, and let me just remind you that these places never close. They're open all the time. Even at 2 a.m. in the morning, tag you're it.
You know what? I am probably part blame of that as a former event planner of about 15 years who spent a lot of time coordinating with hotels and banquet staff and sending those midnight requests after a
Mhm.
very long night, but taken care of. So I understand hospitality is not a picnic.
It's
No
not. It
fun.
is not. It is not a picnic, and you have to be an absolute crazy person to even go into this industry. So kudos to all the crazy folks in the hospitality industry.
Nafeesah, you are hilarious. Okay, so you landed at Thompson Hospitality,
Yep.
and
So
yeah,
basically,
take it away.
I landed in campus dining, and I never looked back because
Wow.
now here comes that work life balance, right? And I'm currently the director of dining services at Lincoln University, and I've been with Thompson for the past 7 years.
Oh my gosh. So you know what? And I felt like I knew that Thompson was a Black owned company and I forgot. And shame on me. And this is just what's going to make these conversations even more dynamic and just really diving into Thompson's support of HBCUs and really focusing on HBCUs in terms of really, what we're going to dive in and talking about the gardening programs and other initiatives that you all have been working on, but just really this huge initiative to support HBCUs. And so campus dining, and so you are at Lincoln University, and then um and I know there's a story behind this, but now there's this whole like garden give back, initiative that's taking place at Lincoln, and students are excited, staff, they're excited. And you're behind that. And so we want to hear more.
Definitely, they are. So the garden has actually been on campus for a few years. It was started by a biology student here at Lincoln University. The April event, the Garden Give Back program, was developed by Thompson Hospitality, and basically it was developed to collaborate with their colleges and universities for Earth Day this year for 2021. We already had a continued partnership with the campus and their sustainability club. So it was a great opportunity to kind of shed the spotlight on the work that the university was already doing. We collaborated with Chester County Food Bank. Chester County Food Bank has a whole garden instructors club program, and they were more than willing to come to the campus, donate supplies for this event, and really make it a fun and interactive event for our students here at Lincoln University. And it was an awesome, awesome day.
Wow. Wow. What was the turnout like? Was it about how many students and staff and faculty showed up?
So it was about 20 of us
Okay.
at
Okay.
the garden. Between staff and faculty, myself, it was about 7 of us and around 13 students who signed up for the event. And we planted blueberry bushes, spinach, kale, radishes. It was
Everything that I want now.
Yeah, it
everything.
was just an awesome event. The students were even able to plant small pots to be able to take back to their dorm rooms to watch them grow. Because of course, that's the education piece of it, growing your own food
Yes,
and, the health benefits from it.
absolutely. What was there was the excitement, but was there any, because people, when people get excited and then they're ambitious and they're like, this is what we got to do next. So I'm curious of what are some of those like next steps or just next initiatives that students, would really want to be a part of now after this event has taken place, because they're like, nah, this ain't one and done. We got to do some more. We got to do some more garden work. So I'm just curious on like what some of that excitement and ideas have led to continue doing more of this work
Yeah,
and to expand
definitely.
upon this initiative.
Absolutely. So, definitely due to COVID, which is why we were only able to have, a small group, of students to participate in the event. But
Listen, y'all got 20 people to say I'm gonna get dirty.
yeah,
That's a
yeah.
substantial amount of people, okay?
Yeah, and I can't even tell you because we really, when we first initially started talking about it, myself and the sustainability club, because we thought that we were going to have, like 3 or 4 students were going to come out, and then not for nothing, it was cold on Earth Day. It was 40 degrees outside and it was blustery. It was windy. We had wind gusts of like 50 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh.
And the students showed up and showed out and just really enjoyed themselves. I mean, the turnout, the enthusiasm, and the interest it was just phenomenal. So, yes, definitely, we are looking forward to harvesting these vegetables that we were able to plant and just really just keep this program going for the campus.
That is so wonderful. And especially since, obviously everyone has been cooped up, right? But for the students to be able to, first of all, that just lets you know that folks are just tired. We tired of being
Mhm.
cooped up. I don't care what it takes. I gotta get my fingernails dirty. I gotta get my nail dirty. You know what I'm saying? They're like, I don't care. I need to be out and I need to be in a garden. I need fresh air.
Yep.
And they like that all of that is part of mental wellness,
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
so that I know that was just so that just fed souls that day.
It was. It definitely. It was. It was definitely a phenomenal day. We ended the event with a luncheon, with a private luncheon for just the participants. The chef made a phenomenal salmon meal for all of us.
Why y'all invite me?
You're right. It was delicious too. And,
Just shove it in my face.
yes, absolutely. And it definitely was just a fulfilling day. It was. We
That's
did
so
not
awesome.
anticipate that it was going to take off like that, and that it was going to be, just so, I guess, well received by our students, and it is phenomenal.
Well, the next piece that I definitely want to talk about, and we're going to get more into, just some other initiatives and just other things that you definitely have planned, and that between Lincoln University and Thompson Hospitality, because I know this getting into the garden, having students be a part of this initiative is not anything that's being taken lightly whatsoever, and so I know that you guys have bountiful plans, especially as things start to slowly open back up. And tis the season for growing, harvesting. This is nasty out now. This is hot and humid, but tis the season. But I want to talk about Thompson Hospitality Chef Talk series that they have, which I was like just glowing. I watched the one, the art of growing your own food. And shout out to Brianna, because that girl did her thing. She does her thing with doing these interviews.
Absolutely, Brianna is phenomenal. She's awesome to work with. And she really enjoys what she does as far as the marketing aspect is for Thompson Hospitality and campus dining.
That is so great. So let's talk about these two, well, specifically this one chef talk that featured Lincoln University that allowed you all an opportunity to talk about this initiative even more in the partnership, because I thought it was just so dynamic. And again, I enjoyed watching this.
Absolutely. So the art of growing your own food. So just kind of, promoting the Earth Day event. So that was kind of like the kickoff, right? And just acknowledging Dr. Anna Hall, who
Mm-hmm.
was the chair of the biology department, who was in the video, as well as the biology student who kind of oversees the sustainability club, Onaji Cunningham, and just talking up. The program and the work, like I said, that the campus is doing, and just shedding that light and just getting that information out there.
That's awesome. And then there was another one as well. I don't know if this one was part. Oh no, was this part of Thompson Hospitality Teaches? Is that what that was?
Absolutely. So
Okay.
our TH Teaches program was designed to to get the chefs out of the kitchens, right? Because
Ooh.
that's where the chefs always are, right?
Mhm.
So it was designed to get the chefs out of the kitchens, to get them interacting and engaging with the students, so that the students know who the executive chefs are. So that was the whole program with TH Teaches. So when we first started the Sustainability Club last fall, when we started the talks with them, and how we were going to support this garden and really get it going. We grew the sweet potatoes right on campus, and then we made sweet potato pies out of sweet potatoes that we grew directly on campus, and that's where the TH Teaches episode came from. Again, with the student who runs the biology, the Sustainability Club, and with our regional chef Torian Ferguson, who also was kind enough to come to our campus and teach that class for us.
If y'all ever make sweet potato pies with fresh sweet potatoes and don't invite me, there's going to be a problem.
I can tell you right now that Thompson Hospitality is big on fresh food, fresh food, fresh food. That is what we do. We don't support canned vegetables. Fresh is always fresh fruit, fresh vegetables in our programs, our menus, and that's what we do.
What other HBCUs is Thompson set up at where there are similar garden programs, comparable garden initiatives and programs that Lincoln is doing? Are there any others?
So I can't really speak for the other campuses.
Right.
However,
Yeah.
the other universities that we are managing the dining services programs in Norfolk State, Virginia State University, VSU, Virginia Union University, just to name Mississippi Valley State University. So we're in partnership with all of those schools also.
Awesome. Shout out to the HBCUs. And so really what my next question is, do you feel like that what you all are doing at Lincoln could serve as a model to other, and I'm sure these, the other universities, even just outside the ones that you named, or even outside the ones who aren't, who don't, aren't represented by Thompson Hospitality, have like gardening programs and initiatives. I know that for a fact. We all know that for a fact. But, for just some of the ones that you named where TH is on those campuses, or you guys have partnerships with, do you feel like that what you all are doing can serve as a model? Have you thought about that at all?
Absolutely, because the opportunity, that we took to be able to grow this program at Lincoln University, of course, now we're kind of like the poster child,
Yes.
right? We're the example of what it can be and what it should look like. For Lincoln, it was an opportunity to teach our students how to grow their own food in their own backyards, as well as the health benefits from it. Having the opportunity as the food service director to work alongside the biology department was just an awesome experience. And not only does Lincoln grow the vegetables, but they also harvest them. And then that gives us the opportunity to assist with the awareness and the education piece of the program.
All good stuff. All good stuff. Now, with Thompson Hospitality, have there been, I wonder, and here's me throwing out like ideas, right?
Mhm.
I'm not going to give you any more work that you don't need, Nafeesah. I'm not going to do it. I'm thinking of like all these ideas and dinners. And really, I just want to be invited to the table.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Selfishly. But on a serious tip, I remember a few years ago, I had attended an event. I remember this was actually at the University of Maryland. And there was a woman, it was actually talking about food insecurity and as it related to students who lived on campus or just their students in general. And so I remember this conversation so clearly, and I respected where she was coming from, in that she was really about promoting, because she was just like, listen, we have students who cannot feed themselves. They are barely, able to pay tuition, and we just want to make sure that they're here and get the education that they need. And we can help them with food. We want to do that.
It's a real thing.
It's a real thing that I just feel like we don't talk about enough. And again, where she was coming from, she was just like, listen, I push dollar stores. If you got $5, you can go to the dollar store. And of course, like part of me was just like, but I'm like, no, if you're hungry and you don't have food and you only have a few dollars, I get. And so I respected that. She was an advocate of like, listen, we have some supplemental food over here, but also like, like that's what she pushed. Like that was like, she was really big behind that. But aside from that, it was really just the focus on like food insecurity and as it relates to, because we don't think food, when we hear food insecurity, we just think of marginalized like neighborhoods and urban neighborhoods. We don't think campuses.
Yeah, absolutely. And the first part is addressing food insecurity,
Yes.
and just starting with building awareness and acknowledging that it exists, right? And in addition to that, taking the shame out of it, because
Yes.
students, at times, they don't, they may not feel comfortable, with coming forward with that information. So whether an institution, I believe, has resources directly on campus or dovetail into community resources, it's important to ensure that students are comfortable taking advantage of it.
Absolutely.
And I believe that the garden program at Lincoln is definitely a step in the right direction to address it. And Lincoln also has a partnership through Chester County Food Bank that donates fresh produce weekly to the campus for our students to be able to retrieve them.
Wow. And you know what? You make a good point, like that shame, piece there.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you, we want to take, again, I say this a trillion times. Food is a very judgmental space. Like it's beautiful in the fact that it brings people together. It's communal, but also at the same time, it's sad that it really is a socioeconomic thing too.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's really sad. And so, that being very transparent and being vulnerable and saying, I don't have food. I am a student, and I do not I cannot feed myself. Well, what the other thing too is that, let me before I jump to that next point, or I just want to actually revisit a point, with addressing food, has that been amplified on Lincoln's campus at all? I mean, I know that there's the assistance, but do you feel like there needs to be more of a space to really talk about this so that we can, amplify this message and address it? And like you said, leveraging this initiative to help address those food insecurity issues. But do you feel like we need to open up, not even just isolated to Lincoln, but in general? I mean, I definitely know so, but, do you feel like there needs to be a bigger space opened up to hold these conversations? Because it's just not being addressed enough.
I definitely, I'm not opposed to it not being, a bigger space. I think that, campuses need to look at where they are individually,
Mhm.
and kind of, just go from there. I think that, your residence life departments and those individuals on your campuses are the individuals who are in close proximity, to the
Mhm.
students. So there's an opportunity to kind of tap into those areas and really see, what the need is for any campus, not only HBCUs, but for any campus.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. And again, I referenced University of Maryland, and that is a highly, that large campus, it's, everyone,
Yeah.
there's so many students that attend University of Maryland. So I typically do a break, but I'm not going to go into a break because I just want to continue these awesome conversations. But the thing that is just really like drumming inside of me, just going back to, especially the initiative that you all have at Lincoln, at this HBCU, is that
The
calling.
first HBCU.
What did I say it backwards?
No, you didn't say it backwards. You
Oh,
said Lincoln University. I was just putting it out there that
oh,
we are the first.
the first. Oh, okay. You know what? Rep the set, please, Nafeesah. Say it again.
The first HBCU.
Ooh, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. I was like, I hope I didn't screw it up. The first. Did I know that? Oh gosh, take my black card away. Y'all don't take my black card away. Y'all got it. The first. Oh my goodness, the first. All right. Now, you know what? I'm glad you said that, because the other awesome thing behind this program is that it's calling Black people at these HBCUs at Lincoln back to the land. Because I'm gonna tell you. I mean, I've been out of college for X amount of years. I ain't gonna put my age out there, but
Okay.
if you had told me to come out to the garden now, let's set the pandemic to the side. Let's set the pandemic, because if it was a pandemic, I probably would have been out there rolling in the dirt, doing everything just to
Right.
free my mind and myself. But I would have been like, oh, absolutely not. I'm not doing
Absolutely not.
I would have been like, no, not doing it. But I just, we talk often on this show about, calling folks back to the land, Black people back to the land.
Absolutely.
And if this isn't a surefire way, students, young, and it's just the whole, this whole era has also just been, or this, new generation has been embracing the outdoor
Yes.
space.
And to your point, just Thompson's focus, just to go into that, the partnership with HBCUs, because it's a niche contract provider. We're able to build dining programs that meet the specific needs of HBCU communities. Personally, what I love about my role at Lincoln is we understand, the HBCU community. We're able to engage and empower our students through mentorship, on campus internship opportunities, as well as through food. HBCUs are a part of our culture.
Yes, they are.
Is what we do, is what we do as a company. Many of our directors and managers have ties to Divine Nine, as well as are alums of many of the campuses that we service, on a daily basis. So it becomes personal, right?
Mhm.
It becomes personal for you, for me anyway. That these are our people that we're taking care of, that we're servicing, and I get to be a part of this legacy, all while working for a successful Black-owned company.
That is so awesome. And that just makes the passion there just even so much more rich and deep,
Absolutely.
because you do feel like you're taking care of your own. Like you're looking out. You are looking out. And so no, I appreciate learning more about, Thompson's niche, because I know that was a piece that I, if I did know way back when, that I really wasn't privy to. And so I look forward to, seeing the continued partnerships and the other programs that you all gonna, implement. And it is just such an opportune time, or not even just necessarily opportune, but we have a plethora of students and just young Black generation who is like, all about the land, getting back into gardening, and also like, and I believe this was something that you sent on over to me. And just when you guys had that event and allowing them to take back like small plants and stuff that they can grow, we've had conversations on this podcast about growing inside of your apartment,
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
it extends itself to the campuses as well. And so I again, all of it just crosses over, and it's beautiful to see. It's
It
beautiful to
is.
see.
It definitely is beautiful to see our young people, just really into it.
That's so dope. So what's next? What's next? Can you tell me? Is it a secret, or what are you? What you? Because I know, Nafeesah, I know you got something up your sleeve. You
Oh
may
my.
not be able to share the blueprint, all of the blueprint, but I know you thinking something. What is next?
So, now is the time for planning for fall semester, right? So that's kind of what's going on right now. Our genius marketing department is working very hard to get these programs up and running, for fall semester. Um, if you haven't had an opportunity, and any and everybody, please go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel, THTV, and take a look at all of our TH Teaches and Chef Talk episodes. Really good information. A
They're
lot of
well done. They're really well done.
a
They're
lot of them
really
were
well done.
filmed right on our campuses, just good information for our students, and for us too, right? Because of course us know-it-alls, right?
You know it. You know it. I have to ask this, and I should have asked this at the very beginning of the show. Sorry, I'm all over the place, y'all. But this is the nature of edible activists. Anything kind of goes. What is? And I actually should have saved this for a rapid fire, but I'm just curious. So, being from Philly, born and raised in Philly, what are some of like your favorite like say, and not that I'm asking because they need to be like Philly like signature favorites, but I just am curious, like being in the food space now, and just knowing as you came up as a youth, like what were some of your favorite like food dishes? I don't care, and I ain't looking for nothing healthy either, Nafeesah. So this ain't a trick question.
Well,
You're
I
safe.
definitely wasn't gonna give you nothing healthy, okay? Because I love me a fried porgy, okay?
I love it. I love it. A
Love
fried
I
porgy.
love
Yes.
me a fried porgy, and Philly is known for, I'll take you back to my childhood. My grandmother used to have, she used to sell dinners on the weekends, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so she used to, have a house full of people. I mean, card games and, all kinds of, stuff just going on. So, I mean, she was frying fish, frying chicken, baked macaroni, collard greens, cabbage, corn. Her cornbread tastes like cake. So, all of that. All of that. And of course, Philly is known for cheesesteaks. So, I'm definitely definitely a cheesesteak fan. Water ice, I love water ice. Um,
You know what's so funny? Well, so Water Ice is a Philly
it's a
sub
Philly
shop.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
You know
Water
what? I
ice is a Philly
swear,
thing.
I don't know how many like signature like chili Philly cheesesteak shops there are in Philly, but I swear to you, I get a different answer. And I don't eat in my meat eating days. I definitely had one, and I can't remember where it was from. Is it Ishkabibbles or
It's
something like that?
Bibbles. Yes,
Yes.
yes.
And you know who I learned that from? Evie Eve. She was promoting that. Well,
Yep.
I interviewed some. That was like my favorite rapper, one of
Yes,
my favorite
ma'am.
rappers. And so I remember getting, and it was really, really, really good. But I just felt like I heard like, nah, you got to go here, you got to go there. Okay, water ice. So somebody ever asked me, I'm gonna give them that suggestion, Nafeesah. I'm gonna say Nafeesah said.
Yes, yes, I did. Water ice.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
This has been so much fun talking to you. I really enjoyed this conversation. I look
Absolutely.
forward
Yeah, thank you
to.
for having me. I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you, just talking about what we're doing as a company, what we're doing at Lincoln University. I look forward to coming back and just, giving you more, but letting you in my business.
Inviting me to the dinners, the
Yeah,
luncheons. Wink,
yeah,
wink.
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, I'm not going to let you off the hook just yet, Nafeesah, because I got a few rapid fire questions for
Okay.
you. And I should have included the one about the Philly food, but sometimes I don't know. I can't make these things up all the time. They just come to my head. But so are you ready for me?
I'm ready. Go ahead. Shoot.
All right, let's do it. What is your favorite veggie or fruit?
So I'm going to give you both.
Go for it.
So my favorite vegetable is corn, on the cob or off. I'm obsessed with it. My favorite fruit, apples. I absolutely love apples. I
Ooh.
love apples and peanut butter, apples and caramel. So I'm definitely a apple fanatic.
All right now. Okay, so we're gonna go to your flavor profile. Sweet, spicy, sour, salty, savory, or bitter.
Oh, I need the heat, spicy. I want my
Spicy.
I want my lips to burn.
Oh my gosh, you want spicy, spicy, spicy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm talking about crushed red peppers, jalapeno, cayenne pepper, like that kind of spicy, not buffalo wing spicy.
Oh my gosh. Honey, you got some West Indian blood going through them veins.
I might.
You might. I think we all do. Oh my gosh. All right. I got you. I got you. Okay. So, last artist or podcast you listened to. And when I say last, it could be the last song. It could be a few minutes ago. You could have been prepping for this, anything. The last thing you listened to.
The last thing I listened to, right now, I am listening to Jasmine Sullivan and Her. So those are my two favorite artists right now that I'm listening to. And then I just absolutely fell in love with the Edible Activist.
Oh my gosh. My heart is smiling. My heart is smiling. I also have to tell you, I am a huge fan of Jazzy
Oh,
Jazz, who's from
who's
Philly.
from Philly.
From Philly. I've been rocking with Jazz since day one. So all these new fans, I've been
Right,
rocking with Jazz since day one. She's so
right.
talented, so talented. Love her as well. So I love that. All right. So who are you rooting for these days? And it can be anybody. It could be anybody in your family, your friendship circle, anybody, work, whoever.
So it's a few things are on my heart. I'm definitely rooting for all my friends because a few of them has started, their own businesses. So I'm just, just rooting for them and just, wishing them lots of success and generational wealth, all of that. And then I'm also rooting for my city because, right now, there's just such a large amount of gun violence going on in the city of Philadelphia right now. So I'm just really, Philly is known for being the city of brotherly love and the and sisterly affection. So I'm just looking for that,
Yes.
to just rooting for that to come back to the city. And just stop all of these killings and things of that nature. So it's just really bad, out here right now. I have an 18-year-old Black son, so it hits home,
Wow.
I've lost childhood friends. So that's really what I'm rooting for right now. So for my friends to be successful, generational wealth, and just for all of this gun violence to stop in my city.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
my heart.
Absolutely. And I support you in that and sending mad love to Philly. Mad love to Philly. So more love to Philly. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
absolutely.
Well, the other piece too, and before we really wrap up, is where can if folks want to connect with you or with Lincoln University in this program or Thompson Hospitality, just let us know the best way to connect with you or whomever we should be connecting with. And I know you shared the YouTube channel for the Chef Talks, but if there are any other ways that our audience can connect, just let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. So you can always go to thompsonhospitality.com. That kind of tells you the story of the company, how it was started, the story, a little bit of everything is there. And then you can also visit our campus dining page. It is LUTHS at thompsonhospitality.com.
All right. You heard it. You heard it from Nafeesah. Nafeesah, thank you again. Thank you all for listening and have a wonderful day. Peace. Thanks for tuning in. You can catch today's episode on fullserviceradio.org as well as iTunes and Spotify. Be sure to follow Food Talks in Color, that's just the letter N, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter for all updates. Are you an edible activist? Sure you are. Come join me on the show. Just shoot me a DM on the gram or connect with me at foodtalksincolor.com. And if you're interested in sponsoring this podcast, let's connect. Peace and blessings. And remember, in the words of Baba Tariq Adunu, there is no culture without agriculture.